What if I told you there's a hidden mathematical code that pretty much runs our world, from your bank account to your brain? Well, today we're going to crack it.
So think about it for a second. What on earth could possibly connect your savings account, your ability to remember stuff for a test, and the way a hit song explodes onto the charts?
The answer, believe it or not, is a simple, elegant mathematical pattern. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how this code shapes, well, just about everything.
Now, don't worry, we're not about to dive into a bunch of terrifying equations. Nope. We're talking about simple shapes, curves really, that tell the story of how things change. These are the fundamental shapes of our reality.
And really, it all boils down to two main characters. First, you've got the J-curve. Think of it like a rocket launch. It starts slow and then just goes vertical. Then you have its opposite, the flattening curve. This one is more like a firework, a huge, fast explosion of energy that then gracefully fades out.
So let's start with that first one, the J-curve. You've probably heard its other name, exponential growth. This is the secret sauce behind things that seem to grow at an absolutely insane, ever-increasing speed.
So what is exponential growth? Well, put simply, it's when the amount you have fuels how fast you get more. The bigger it gets, the faster it grows. The classic example? A tiny snowball rolling down a huge hill. It just gets bigger and bigger, faster and faster.
Okay, let's make this real with an example right from our source material. Let's talk about something we can all get behind, making money. Specifically, how long does it take to double it? All right, so let's say you've got $25,000 ready to invest, a really solid start.
And your goal is to turn that into $50,000. Now, the account it's in earns 3.4% interest, but here's the key. It's compounded continuously. That means every single second, the interest you earn gets added back in and you start earning interest on your interest. It's that feedback loop that creates the J-curve and makes your money grow faster and faster over time.
And this isn't just a finance thing. Not at all. We see this exact same pattern in a city's population, the way a college fund can balloon, or how ideas can spread like wildfire online. It is a seriously powerful force. But let's be real. Not everything can grow exponentially forever. That would be chaos. In fact, most things don't. And that's where our second hero curve comes into play, the flattening curve.
This slide really lays it all out. Exponential growth is our rocket ship with unlimited potential. Logarithmic change, on the other hand, is more like a roller coaster. You get that thrilling, steep climb at the very beginning, but then it naturally levels off as it approaches a limit.
Here's a question I'm pretty sure we've all asked ourselves, probably right after a big exam. Why do we forget so much of what we cram into our brains?
This chart is fascinating. It shows how our memory of that information just fades. But look closely. The biggest drop happens right away, in the first couple of months. We go from a 77 down to about 70. After that, though, the forgetting process slows way down. That is a perfect, real-world example of the flattening curve.
And here's another one. These are sales numbers for a brand of water bottles. You can see the growth here, right? But notice how the amount of growth gets smaller and smaller over time. That's because eventually pretty much everyone who wants one has one. The market gets saturated. Now, this isn't random, it's not a coincidence. This pattern of growth that starts fast and then hits a ceiling can be described by that mathematical idea we mentioned, a logarithmic curve. And it's an incredibly powerful tool for making predictions.
So this one simple idea, this one curve, can explain why hit albums are massive at first and then fade, how new products saturate a market, and even how our own memories work. It's a universal pattern hiding in plain sight.
All right, so now that you get the J-curve and the flattening curve, you've kind of got these new glasses on. You can start to see the hidden math everywhere.
Even something as simple as a pizza cooling on your counter follows a mathematical pattern. In this case, it's a decreasing exponential curve. Think of it as a J-curve in reverse. It cools down super fast at the beginning, but then the rate of cooling slows down as it gets closer to room temperature.
Or what about the value of a car? We all know it depreciates, but how? Does it lose a huge chunk of value right away and then level off? Understanding that underlying curve can help you make way smarter decisions.
Once you start looking, you cannot unsee them. The stock market, the spread of a virus, your own learning process. Our world is just full of these two simple, powerful stories, the story of explosive growth and the story of leveling off.
It really makes you think of what the ancient Greek mathematician Euclid said, the laws of nature are but the mathematical thoughts of God. These curves aren't just abstract math, They feel like a peek into the fundamental operating system of the universe.
So, I'll leave you with this question. What in your own life is following one of these curves right now? Your career path, a relationship, a new skill you're learning? The possibilities are literally endless. Once you start looking, you'll see the math that models our world everywhere you turn.
Like, subscribe and comment what type of problem you want next.